Today's video is very different from the usual devlog videos I typically make about this game, which, as I mentioned before, is one of the games I've always dreamed of creating. And now I am here to announce that its Steam page is ready. And even though it is a bit different from bringing updates on new mechanics and new classes of the game I'm making, it's an extremely important part of the game, because from the Steam page, many things were also created. Well, I have to admit that this page is a bit temporary, as I had to create some images here, more or less about the game's aesthetics, but it won't be exactly the final aesthetics of the game. However, I needed something to put on the page and make it a little prettier or a little better to be viewed, and finally be able to launch this page so it can accumulate some wish lists. In fact, whoever can, you can already add it to the wish list. I will leave the link here in the description for the game page, as well as in all the other videos. And it's kind of not just that. For those who are a bit curious about the story of the game, about some mechanics that will be in the game, there's a brief explanation on the page. Of course, I didn't give away any spoilers about the game's story. It's really an initial part, almost like a synopsis or something like that. Maybe it changes a little, but for now I don't intend to change this part much. What might change further ahead is the aesthetics, right? You need to work a little better on the character design. I'm even showing here how I made one of the images. It was one of the images I managed to record while I was making. And you can see that I am not exactly an art professional, not such a good artist, but I can create some things, can create a nice aesthetic, and I will improve over time. There will be an evolution of the page over time. Anyone who wants can even follow it on the page. Enjoy this kind of thing. I even intend to put some updates on the Steam page, as it seems there is space for that too. And for those who saw a bit here, in the Communities tab also know that the name of the game will be Etherland Tactics, which is roughly the name of the world where the game takes place, which is Etherland, and the tactics part is based on the inspiration that the game has and the fact that it's a tactical RPG. Many tactical RPGs adopt this idea of adding the tactics part at the end. There are many examples of this sort of thing, and I think it works really well. I myself have found myself looking for this type of game exactly because of that name with tactics at the end, so I think it's a part that works well. And Etherland as the name of the world where it takes place, I think it's cool because it has this idea of ether, which is the main energy that governs everything in this game. I think Etherland is a cool name. Initially that wouldn't be the name, but the name I had in mind already kind of exists for a game, so I ended up needing to change it. It took me a while to come up with this name, but I think it fits well. I roughly designed the aesthetics of the logo. I would like for you to even take a look at the story part, see what you think, leave a comment, it would be very interesting. I also think it's really good to have this kind of feedback. It's great that the people who watch here give a lot of nice feedback, a lot of good ideas, some of which I'm even looking into implementing in the game, as they are really good ideas, but the game is still being developed. It's not just the page that was made. Some things like new statuses have been added, such as a confusion status, which is something I needed to create a mechanic for. Entirely complete, just to add this status, since, just like in Final Fantasy Tactics, it's a status that will make the character kind of act on their own, right? The confused character will act in a way that you will not control what he does, and for that to happen, I needed to create an entire type of artificial intelligence for the player to be active in this status. I also took the opportunity to improve the artificial intelligence of the enemies. Okay, now the enemies before they were simply attacking the closest opponent. Now they also use buffs, heals, analyze if you already have a negative status to activate a debuff on you, check if allies are buffed to buff them. All of this in a little system of chances according to the enemy's behavior type. If it is an enemy designed for support, an enemy designed for attack, and there's really a complexity in this kind of thing. Before, it was quite simple. You couldn't really notice it in the gameplay because I hadn't talked much about it, but it's because it simply only worked by attacking whoever was closest. It was even quite easy to manipulate. If I placed another ally closer, it would attack that other ally, and they didn't do anything more than that, so It was actually good that I created this state of confusion and developed this entire official intelligence system separately to add it not only to enemies but also to allies, since it needs to be active when the allies have this status. And it's not just for that. There will be other statuses that will activate something similar. So it was a good advance. But the main advance will really be on the Steam page. I spent a little time making the artwork, elaborating a bit here, the part of the synopsis, translating the page into other languages, and it's more or less what it is initially. Okay, I will, over time, improve these arts. Some arts may already be a bit improved later when I post this video, but this will change over time and I hope everyone likes it. Please comment below. What do you think of this page? What do you think of the story? At least of the synopsis, right? You can't really know what the story is from it. It's much more than just that. But it's a starting point, something that gives an idea. And this week I won't be able to bring much news about the game because I ended up spending some time doing this and I didn't have much time to work on the game. But I hope you enjoy it. Whoever can add it to the wishlist, I really appreciate it. That helps a lot in promoting the game and really encourages me to continue making this game, to continue as much as possible. When you comment there, when you putting it on the wishlist is great feedback. It's the game of my dreams, so I'll keep making it anyway. But it's very good to know you're supporting it, so I'm very happy. And this week I won't bring so many things, but that's it then, and bye!